It will just take a little extra coaxing, that's all. Thank you for your help.
I found it in Crane's coat. It had a front row seat to a pretty gnarly brawl at the Lucky Pawn. Last person I saw with Crane or his coat was that psycho Bloody Mary. Maybe she had some... I found it at the butcher shop, the cut above. It was in Crane's coat. Other than that, when I found it, it was still in Crane's coat. There was a lot of weird magic going on there, if that has something to do with it.
You do know about her and mirrors, don't you?
Yeah, she filled me in a bit.
You've been gone all day. What did you uncover?
What'd I tell you? I had to get real persuasive with the Jersey Devil down at the Lucky Pawn, but he told me that the Crooked Man's door, to wherever it is he hangs his hat, it moves. It's some kind of magic door.
Do you think the mirror will be able to find the door once it's fixed?
That's how Crane did it, and that's how we're gonna do it.
Excellent work. Really, he was probably spying on me.
He was probably spying on all of us. That's how Crane kept tabs on him, and everybody else. I'd say he was abusing the privilege.
No, it's fine. You did excellent work, Bigby.
I gotta say, this thing reaches a lot further than we thought. The Crooked Man has something on everybody. He was even running black market magic out of the butcher shop. It wasn't just Beauty and the loan. Beast was working for him. But that's over now, because we got the mirror. And once it's fixed, we got him. His goon, the Jersey Devil, is putting the squeeze on all kinds of fables down at the Lucky Pawn.
So, is there anything else you want to tell me? Look, if there's been trouble, I'd rather hear it straight from you than second-hand.
And sometimes trouble is unavoidable. I was just doing my job. There are only so many ways I can do it.
We've got enough problems right now, okay?
I'm sorry, Snow. I wish I could do it different, but the clock is ticking, and we need to find this crooked bastard before something else happens. My hands are tied.
You're putting me in a real tough spot here, Bigby.
Toad won't be a problem. I'll see to that.
Okay. Good. Are you sure? Because he left looking pretty happy.
Don't worry. I did the right thing.
Bigby, what did I tell you?
If he's unglamoured when this whole thing is over, I'll send him to the farm. No questions asked, okay? Look, I'll take care of it later. I told him we'd work it out so he'd get out of our hair. We don't have time to worry about that right now. I did it. He'll be gone tomorrow. Him and TJ.
It may not have felt good, but it was the right thing to do. You know that. I know it may not seem that important right now, but glamours are the law for a very good reason. You know that as well as anyone.
I was just being polite. Ever heard of it? That wouldn't have covered the cab ride home, let alone a glamour.
Hey, I tried to help you out back there. You wouldn't take my money. Yeah, about that. Hey, I tried to give you money back at the Lucky Pawn, but you wouldn't take it.
Please, I'm not looking for any more than to cover the big-ticket damages. Not a cent more.
And he's got fables enslaved at the butcher shop, making black market magic.
No, and I've been here all day.
Did the butcher ever come by? I told him to come here.
This is worse than we could have imagined. All right. Well, at least he's not trying to get rid of me.
Hold on. That's strange.
I'd like to have a few words of my own with you.
We do things the right way.
The Jersey Devil was out of control. I had to shut him down.
Bigby, going around smashing people's heads in?
You know that if you're out of glamour, I gotta send you to the farm. I feel like I've been talking to myself here.
Talking to yourself? Well,
Bigby.
I guess I know where I'm going.
Forget Crane. I'm after the Crooked Man. So what do you know about him?
I went out and did my part. What are you doing to find Crane?
You also trashed the place. What were you really doing there? How am I supposed to know? You fucking torched it before I got there. I have more important things to deal with right now. But you can be sure that we're gonna have a long fucking talk about this when I'm done.
I do so enjoy our talks. I'll wait with bated breath.
He seemed to want to talk to me too.
And Toad, he has to go to the farm. You know how he can be. I don't want to set that bomb off in here right now, but it has to be done. We're at war. Don't they realize that? Swinehart said your body could only take so much. We're trying to catch a murderer, and they're...
I hope you at least put old Cue-Ball in his place.
Well, did you or didn't you? I mean, I saw the way he left.
Unbelievable. Pompous ass.
Oh yeah? Take a number. Don't worry. We'll talk soon. You can count on it. Why don't you go fuck off until I'm good and ready?
I tried talking to her like you told me, but she won't hear a whit of it. I tried talking to her about it, but it's like chatting up a brick wall, it is.
Bigby, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. So, with all you've learned today, did it shed any light onto why it happened? We can't forget about Faith and Lily. What would make a person do that? What could those girls have done?
I don't know. But when I catch the fucker who did this, I'll find out why. Maybe Faith and Lily weren't bringing enough money in. Guys like the Crooked Man, all they care about is money. That's what all his operations were about.
Maybe it wasn't the Crooked Man who pulled their ribbons.
It's what he does with the loans at the pawn shop, the magic he peddles, chains, ribbons. Maybe Faith and Lily weren't doing what they were told. If there's one thing I figured out, it's that the Crooked Man is all about control.
Fine. We'll deal with it later.
Or maybe they just tried to leave. Or maybe they were just trying to find a way out. I'm not in the mood. And you've got a lot to answer for.
Oh, really?
Oh, fuck off. I know you were burning evidence.
Then tell me, what evidence did I burn? I'll come back later, when you've cleared this office of vermin. I've just made my donation funding this office, so direct your questions to Miss White.
I thought you were going to report back to me. I mean, it's fine. So what else did you find out?
Come on, Toad. Yeah, Toad's been out of glamour a lot lately.
But I could use the help, at least until the mirror's ready. Then it's back to business. I'm sorry, I have to know.
I have to say I have been better. But thanks for putting me back together.
I don't know if the Crooked Man killed them with his own hand or if it was one of his goons.
Are you really sure you want to see him? Yeah, I want to see where he's ended up, too. Snow, I know you've got your reasons, but he's not our top concern right now.
He's probably still waking up a little.
I have many other matters to attend to.
Here, Crane won't be getting any use out of this. Will that do?
Crane's money, eh? Well, I suppose that means it belongs to me as much as anybody.
Use it to get glamored, Toad. You got the money now, so I won't be so lenient if I catch you again. And the farm is always on the table.
We've met. He's a scratch golfer, but it's always been casually arranged. In fact, if I remember correctly, he just shows up and leaves, very much at his own convenience.
I know I should be asking how it got like this, but I just keep wondering why it happened. To Faith and Lily. You've seen his world. Do you have any idea why he'd want them dead?
Miss White, I look forward to having your undivided attention next time I come here.
He actually just made a sizable donation.
And that crooked bastard's got Fables enslaved at the butcher shop, making black market magic. The Crooked Man was even running black market magic out of the butcher shop.
They're bickering about bureaucracy.
Well,
Besides which, he might not want to come out with you watching.
The Crooked Man is our concern now. I will do my best to try.
you pay to put a shine of decency on your dealings, you do, but you can only shine a turd so much.
I paid dearly for it to be so.
That's right. You're always in here mucking about.
What the devil is that supposed to mean?
It means read a book sometime, you pompous git.
If you ask me, you're everything that's wrong with Fabletown. Always with your hand out. Zero sense of self-reliance.
Oh, and you're Walt Whitman, I take it.
That doesn't answer the question of, I wouldn't be so sure. It's a very strange decision for the sheriff to make. So, are you complicit? Or just incompetent, except perhaps that you're both. I can't think of any other explanations. I went out and did my part. What are you doing to find Crane? But as far as questions go, it's a bit broad, don't you think? I expected you to ask about him. What's good for me is good for Fabletown. You should learn to treat your betters with the appropriate respect. A clue that hinted at the witch's identity, but nothing solid enough to act on at the time. Nothing definitive. I see. You're at a loss. So now you're interested in my search. Unfortunately, there was nothing definitive. You need to teach your animal to behave himself. Miss White, I look forward to having your undivided attention next time I come here. Now I really must be off. Some of us have schedules to keep.
Mr. Toad, I'm sure the sheriff will be happy to discuss this further with you.
But we're not through here. I'll need to get...
Miss White, are you about ready? So let's have it, or be done with it. I have many other matters to attend to. At least not without a very expensive spell. I'm not a mind reader. And here I thought you were going to be just full of questions. He probably mistakes himself for my peer. Why would I? I'd be surprised if anyone had. You don't become a man of means by tipping your hand at every turn. Not that you'd know. If you're waiting for me to volunteer information, I simply don't have any. One rarely spills their secrets over a round of golf.
Fine. If you're gonna make me, I'll decide. No, of course not. You just can't let it come to that. Of course. Which is why you have to make sure it doesn't come to that. Good. You have to understand, it's vitally important that he does. Transitions of power are rarely smooth. Even under the best of circumstances. We need to give the people something to believe in. We're in a very precarious position here.
Talking to yourself. Well,
So, is there anything else you want to tell me?
actually, that's where you're wrong. I figured I'd try my luck with the merchandise here. Besides,
Look, if there's been trouble, I'd rather hear it straight from you than second hand. And how long did you follow?
You're thinking second class, you nitwit. And that would be a generous assessment.
sod off, cue ball.
We've got enough problems right now, okay? I thought I made myself very clear. We do things the right way.
Oi, who you calling second hand?
I'm sure experience has given you that impression. He's the one who let Crane get away, isn't he?
That Snow White is no better than Crane. No budge on that bloody glamour. I only came in to see about a bit of dose for the damages.
I'll come back later, when you've cleared this office of vermin. What's good for me is good for Fabletown. Oh, really?
All right, but glamours are the law for a very good reason. I know it may not seem that important right now. You know that as well as anyone.
I didn't cause any permanent injuries. He worked for them, didn't he? I couldn't be sure that he wasn't involved, and I didn't want him interfering.
So what else did you find out? Fine. We'll deal with it later. If we kill the Crooked Man before his trial, it will look like we're worse than Crane was.
We've met. He's a scratch golfer, but it's always been casually arranged. In fact, if I remember correctly, he just shows up and leaves, very much at his own convenience.
I know the sheriff isn't the accommodating sort.
I'm so sorry, sir. He wouldn't wait for me. Thank you, sir.
That's it, all right.
Good evening, Sheriff. What? I'm here to take you to the boss.
All right, let's go. Take me to him.
I'm supposed to bring you right on in, so if you'll come this way.
Don't worry, Tim. I'll show myself in. Fine. Lead on. Go ahead. You got a job to do.
How polite of you to knock.
Give me some breathing room, will ya?
Excuse me, but I have a job to do.
All right. You got me here. Let's talk.
I'm sorry, sir. He wouldn't let me. I'm so sorry, sir. I had no idea he would... Sheriff Wolf, sir.
Why don't you have a seat, Sheriff? We have a great deal to discuss.
It's over. I'm bringing you in. I'm gonna enjoy this. All right, let's get this over with. Come on.
Hey, Sheriff, hold up. I gotta go in with you. Can't you just wait up, Sheriff?
I don't have time for this.
Hey, wait up.
I get it. You have a job to do.
And I'm lucky to have it. This is the only option I've got. Hold on. Now you wait.
I was wondering when you'd turn up.
Tell me who the fuck is back there.
I don't exactly know. I just mind the door. The boss is there. I know that much. I was a little surprised myself when they asked me to do it. I'm an easy target. I thought it was a joke, actually.
He's right. He was fine when Crane was smoothing things over, but this guy off his leash is a whole other barrel of crap that I don't want to deal with.
Let's slip the dogs of war.
I say he'd be more useful killed, skinned, and made into a rug for me to wipe me shoes on.
Thanks.
We will tame the whelp, and like Crane, he will eventually be of more use to us alive. None of you can see fit to stare him down.
It's easy for you to say. He didn't pull the claws out on you.
Well, I don't like it.
It's not for you to like.
That bloody monster killed my poor brother.
That won't be necessary.
I shouldn't have expected the sheriff to give you respect enough to do your job, but you handled it. You did well, but you did fine. You can go now. You see, everyone in Fabletown has a role to fill. You just have to pay attention to what they need to help them find it.
Tim, what the hell are you doing here?
This fucking guy. Oh, shit, fuck. Oh, fucking...